even this might be messed up because when I went to go set up everything, I scheduled the other live. So I guarantee you somebody's in the wrong spot.
I was.
What's up? Oh, you was in the wrong spot?
Yeah, I was going, wait a sec, there's
Yeah.
one, and then I noticed the day's time.
Yeah, the other one is for Saturday. Boom, boom. Okay, so let's get this started. Let's pop open the Notion doohickey. Shoom, woo. Paul said, send me a link. And like the link is right there. It's super funny.
Hello, Gizmo. You're late for the show. I know.
Gizmo is like, what it do, what it do. Okay, Paul C, since you're hiding in the back there, what do you think about the new X5?
I haven't seen it yet, mate. Oh, you got to remember, I'm on dial-up in Africa.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I have to drive somewhere specifically to watch you.
Damn, that's true.
Oh,
That's good. I'm glad you made it.
Oh,
It's
they've launched it, have they?
yeah, they have. The stuff looks good. Um,
When
I
you getting
do,
one?
I don't know because here's how I feel. Like I, it's really weird. I have this thing like I really like them and they're a lot of fun and I'll have fun playing with it. But when it comes to putting into my content creation workflow for me specifically,
Yeah,
it
I fully understand. You don't have
requires
a
me to do a
purpose.
lot more work and that is a level of friction that causes you not to use it. Like I have fun playing with it and to buy it just to do reels, I don't know about that. Right? If I'm gonna buy
My
it to
main
do
thing is
longer videos is good.
I have two requirements. What I'm after is I'm after putting one as if you imagine a bull with horns, I
Yes.
want to do exactly that on the van,
Yes. That makes sense. See,
and then have an
for van
internal
life
camera
content, it
facing me.
absolutely makes sense because you're on the move. You can reframe it later. Now they did add a couple of new features, which I think go a long way to making it good.
Permanently powered and being able to stream with it.
No, for me, it's the shake twice. This sounds really weird. It's the shake twice to start and stop recording. So in the new setup, you can take the camera and you can go, and then that'll start recording it to make it stop recording. So it's basically rotate this way, and then it'll start and stop recording. Because in the
Yeah,
past,
but I'm using the remote
yeah,
because I
you're
want.
on the remote. You know the part where I said for me? You know what that means? Am I
All right.
speaking
So
English?
okay for you. Okay, stop. Yeah, look,
I'm cute.
Paul's just appeared on the screen. Have a go at him for a change.
No, it's because before, I'm always using the 3 meter pole. And you always got to bring it all the way down to start and stop it. And I do have the remote, but my problem with the remote was every time I went to go use it, like I would be like, "Oh, I forgot to charge it." You know, when I'm traveling, I charge it everything except that stupid remote, and then the remote would be like, I got to bring the stick down to start and stop the recording. Or sometimes when you trigger it, if you got the remote with the screen, you could absolutely tell that the recording took. If you got the remote without the preview screen, you can't always tell and that's just a personal use situation.
Well,
But
I'm literally as soon as I get back to Portugal, this van is being ripped to shreds and hardwired for this purpose.
yo, I like this. Hello, fun size lady. Welcome to the stream. We're doing the pre-show. If you're new around here, we should obviously if you're new, we know you're new around here. What we do is we're doing a pre-show now. So Mary Lou and I are going to create our pre-show notes, and then in the middle of this pre-show, we will actually start the recording, and then we'll record the episode, and you get to be part of us hanging out here. So welcome. Thank you for coming. All right. So And then Paul and I were just sidetracking because Insta360 dropped a new camera, and I love it. But I don't know. I'm gonna have to think about this one because normally it just becomes a thing where I'm more or less playing with it instead of creating with it. You know what I mean? And right now I got dope. Oh, did you see this, Mary Lou?
Your V1?
Yes. We saw this at NAB. Remember? Boom.
Yes. How are you liking it?
It's good. It's really good. The
Yeah.
one awkward thing is when you're in vertical mode, I guess they're all in the same boat. I wish there was a replicated record button somewhere here on the front because if you're on a stick, it's fine. But if I'm in vertical mode and I'm like this, trying to start this with my thumb, it requires me to start it, then move it out. And a lot of times I want to start it from already in position. Wait, I can't show that. Like, yeah, if I'm here, I want to start it here, and it's a really weird little twist to get to that button. You know what I mean? But like when you're in this mode,
Easy.
it's easy. But in this mode, it's a little weird because I'm holding it like this. And then if I'm holding it like this, my fingers are always by the mic or by the button. So you kind of got to hold it like this.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's a weird flex. Well, I guess if I use my right hand, it's easier. But then I can start and stop with my finky. Yeah, I think it's different. I have huge hands compared to most people that are going to do this. You know, like this sounds super dumb.
Right.
Please yell at me if you wish.
It wouldn't hit with your
It's a girl camera.
regular finger?
Well, I'm saying it's a
Yeah.
girl size camera, so I might.
Let me see when you're holding it like this. Where's your hand? Where? Because I don't remember where the buttons are on that. Oh yeah. Okay, I see.
So I got to do it with my pinky. Well, I guess I can do it. I can use my pinky to stabilize, and then use this finger to start and stop. But that's an awkward flex. So what I'm gonna end up doing is attaching a Bluetooth remote, right? And we just bought a bunch of tripods that came with Bluetooth remote. Fun Size Lady says, Mary Lou, is that a DJI?
It is.
It
This one is
is.
the Osmo Action 5 Pro. And then I got the Pocket 3 sitting over here as well because I had some requests for particularly trying to connect a certain microphone. So I have them out and my little accessory ready for the test.
What's up, Ryan? Good to see you, brother. Yo.
Speaking of microphones, Mary Lou, did you play with the one that you got at NAB?
The ceremonic one
The
yet?
ceremonic.
Not yet. Like that one is sitting right here on my list. Like I just today got the desk clear where I could sit here. It's been what, 2 weeks we've been gone?
Yes. Such a bingo. Sorry.
Yeah.
I just had a Kelly Clarkson moment. It's been 2 weeks since we've been at this. Hey, listen, there's some I did go back and see our buddy Bear.
Okay.
That was kind of cool.
At Falcam.
So it was at Falcam. I mean, yeah. Man, listen, I think like, man, it would be kind of cool to do a NAB recap, but by the time I get to posting it, it'll be old. So I don't want to do that. Although I can just talk about this forever. Since you've been gone, is Kelly Clarkson. Kelly Clarkson. Sorry.
So we could talk something about like the new gear, to wait or not to wait. Right? You know, that's something I'm always on. It's like you get the gear if it's going to help, but you don't have to have it.
Okay, we can do that. We could do that.
We could do something along those lines.
Do something along the lines of the gear situation, because at the end of the day, you know, it's so easy to play let me make everybody feel wanted card with the gear's not important, but that's a lie. Okay, it is a lie.
It is important. Yeah.
It is
like
important.
There's a nuance. There's nuance to it.
There you go. It's a nuanced conversation. Okay, so let's do that. Let's cover that. You know what I'm doing right now? I am tweaking out over organizing my windows in Ecamm, and then all I have to do is hit Control U, which reorganizes them according to Moom. So I was sitting over here tweaking out, just having a Virgo moment with my windows, but I just realized I already made a window thing. I made a fix my windows please situation with Moom, because I'm like, dude, I like my windows clean. One thing slightly
To
changed
gear or
with the
not
new
to
Ecamm
gear?
upgrade, the new update, is one of the windows got longer. Maine, I legit just posted that, fam. I just posted that on Instagram Reels, and I was about to re-snatch it and post it on what's this thing called? Where we at? YouTube. I legit just posted that. I was like, Instagram edits is out, and here I'm gonna make my first edit. I didn't actually edit. All it said was Instagram edits is out, and let me know if you find any tricks. We're gonna learn this app together. So I didn't actually edit the video. Oh, you didn't know, Raph? Yes, I am. I am all of that. I'm such a virgin, a Virgo. All right, let's go. This is cool. This cool.
Look at the lightning
27.
bolt headed your way.
Yeah, yeah, right, dude. That's the worst combination in the planet, bro. ADHD and Virgo. Yo, it's a terrible shame. Terrible, terrible, terrible. That is the browser. This is Notion. It causes
Paul, did
me
you play with yours yet?
so much. Man, don't ask him that in public.
Wow, no. His microphone.
Okay, that's better.
But whatever.
Yes.
That's how he got COVID. Knows what he was doing. I was like, me and Mary Lou, Jill, and Alicia are fine, Paul. What kind of secret squirrel stuff was happening in your room at night?
You and Joe were between me.
That did not sound
I was
as like it's
between you
supposed to
two.
sound, Paul. Wait, I'm sorry. Guys, you know what I'm doing here? I'm tweaking my windows to make them perfect because that's just me. Yo,
He's
that
he's
scared
having
me.
a moment.
No, that just
What the
scared
heck
me.
was that?
I was adjusting windows, but then my finger hit IG and then it started playing a reel. Dude, Ryan, the only thing I have that is 12 years old is a bottle of Avalor, a bottle of Habiki, a bottle of Aran. um, I have a Lafroig and McLaren. So, yeah, everything else is older than 12, including the bottle of 18 that you gave me that I didn't finish yet because I'm waiting for you to come and help me finish it.
Including the bald guy.
Yo, man, you know what's super funny? Uh, Ryan, yesterday we were doing a, not we, but my other show in the business side, they're doing a stream and they needed me to make a drop. So they sent a request for me to make this drop and then I made it and I edited it and I'm using Audition. And I was like, yo, this is the kind of stuff where normally I would just have Ryan do this because he's much faster at it. but I did it. So yeah, it's not as good. When we used to do our commercials, like Paul was in the meeting yesterday and you would get a kick out of this, Ryan. They said, hey, if we sent you some voiceover stuff to record, we need like, 6 like 30-second drops. Like how long will it take you to record those? And I'm like, 6 times 30, 3 minutes. And they were like, wait, what? And I was like, yeah, it's just one take, bro. Come on. Like, Ryan and I were famous for the one take commercials. Like, I would say what I got to say, and then Ryan would chop it up, and it would be on the air while the rest of the people were still writing their script. We'd be finished. We'd be done. So, thank you. That's my buddy. Yo, you should get back in, fam. It's easy money. Podcast people are paying. Oh, my God. I could pull up the link. Podcast 50 grand. I'm gonna get this in one take. Wait, I'm gonna show you a link, bro. Podcast people are paying money for this joint to get those to get their podcast dropped, and the price is bigger than I thought. Where'd it go? MRC podcast drop.
I can talk for free.
No, this guy, Mike. Mike does really good interviews. Not interviews. He does really good YouTube videos about just using all of the various apps. But he charges like 225 pounds. My brain doesn't calculate that quick. I guess I could ask Siri. Sorry, thank you, Ryan. He says, I know how to distract Doc extremely well. Yeah, we've been friends for, I don't know, 25 plus years. Actually, it's longer than that. I can't even count that high. Let's see.
You said 220?
225 pounds, yeah. What's that come out to?
$300.16.
There you go. You can get about $300 a piece to do podcast drops. And wait, Ryan, have you heard ours? This is me and Mary Lou. Mary Lou is in my drop, right? Here you go. Listen. Ryan can do stuff like this.
You have been unstuck. With Creators Unstuck, Doc Rock, and Mary Lou Mandel.
Yeah, so this guy is charging like 300 bones for that. Here's the other one.
Don't get stuck like Chuck. Tune in to Creators Unstuck with Doc Rock and Mary Lou Mandel.
Okay, it's my turn now.
Yes, sure.
They just sound so good though, right? That over compressed, extra modulated, like dope sensibilities. They're just flavorful. They just are.
Check out Creators Unstuck with Doc Rock and Mary Lou Mandel on Ecamm Live.
They're so good. They're so good. One of our Ecamm femmes made that for me, but I can make them. Ryan is way better at making them than me, but I do know how to make them as well because I made the one that's the end. I made the one that's the end of my regular show, which you guys all know by now because I've playing the same one for like 3 years. But yeah, actually I thought I did a class showing you guys how I made that one, and I've done it for Ecamm commercials when we have like a summer sale or something of that nature. But yeah, this one is like super generic. Let me pick one that I can break real quick without making a trouble. This one is super generic, Kathy, but I made this years ago. That one. Who is ringing my phone? Hey, spam people, you haven't called in a while. What's going on? Nice to meet you. Spam. Right? Right? I'm telling you, bro. Now you got a kid coming. This gives you something to do in the weekends where you don't have to spend a lot of time because I know you can crank those suckers out like crazy. Man, 11 Labs can't even come close to that, bro. Like, no AI tool that I can think of can come close to that. Yeah. Yeah, so that's the Mike Russell is the music radio guy that charges that. This is funny, Rich. Sunday. Race fans, hot rodders. Sunday. I like that. That's a good one, Rich. Do I buy Phase 1 or Power Shot? Or use the one of the 15-year cameras that gear is not important as if. We're about to get in there. I didn't hang up. Oh, yeah, you're so used to hearing that song. Dude, I got the Power Shot, Mike. I love it. It's good. Like, it's crazy for what it is. The video quality, I'm still messing around. I'll make a whole review, but it is kind of gangster. Like, it just is. So we'll get into that.
For a girl camera?
Huh? No,
For a girl camera?
Girl sized. I got big hands, right? And, well, here's what happens. People always complain about this on YouTube. Oh, I don't like the grip. The grip is too small. The camera's made in Japan for the Japanese market. We just import it everywhere else. They're not going to readjust it for their diehard market for us because Japan is a different game when it comes to cameras. Smaller country by a lot, and they will more people there have multiple cameras, whereas Americans will buy one camera and hold it forever. In the Japanese market, many people have 6, 7, 8, 9 cameras. So they're not going to readjust their build just for us. Like, oh, they got bigger hands. Let me make the grip bigger. No. And plus,
Just go to San Francisco and look at the tourists, and you'll catch
Yeah.
with Japanese people with cameras, and they have more
It was a
than one.
meme. It was a meme for many, many, many years because it's a true thing, but it's a cultural situation. Like everybody there, because of their work ethic, is really deep into their hobbies. And many people will have multiple hobbies. And it has to do with their work ethic is completely different from ours. Like, I keep bringing up the wrong damn screen. Let's go to this one.
Well, and
Anyway,
they document everything. You know,
yes,
they
you
take
document
pictures of everything.
Yeah. Right? This is true. Japan is just a different game for nearly everything. And so this guy right here, Paul, is bringing back that G7. I think Mary Lou had one. I know I had one. Liz still has hers. I tried to cop it off her. She wouldn't let me. The Power Shot OG is what most people started their channels with back in the day because that's what Casey was shooting with when he started. It went flip camera to Power Shot. So that's super funny. Dude, I think Mitch is the only person that Karen can say she's a half an inch taller than. So you and I are in the same boat. Two really small dancers. Oh, really? Oh, you're in the same pocket too. Oh, we got all the pocket sized people kicking with us today. Mary Lou gonna try to flex because she's like 5 feet.
I'm 5'4".
Whatever, man. Alicia 5'2". She swears she tall too. All y'all are small to me.
I always get people kind of surprised sometimes that they're like, I thought you were taller than that. I was like, I just talk tall.
I was 2 inches taller before I met Doc.
Yeah, actually, I shrank by an inch in the last couple of years. When I went in and they checked my height, I was like, what happened? They go, oh, this is normal. You're getting old. And I was like, damn, I had to stop teasing. Paul.
I know I went
right,
from 6'1" to 5'11".
Let's go.
Wow.
That's crazy. All right, so we're going to go with our title. Do you really need that new gear? Boom. Gear versus grit. I like this one. You know me, I'm all about grit life. Grit life, grit life. So now Fun Size can see us actually do what we're supposed to be doing instead of me goofing off talking to Ryan. Shut up, Ryan. This is what happens when one of my homies comes on. Create with what you have or upgrade the gear trap while upgrades might be holding you back. Start now, wait for better gear. I kind of like the second one the most because I'm a grit person.
Yeah, I like the one you picked.
You know me, I'm gritty.
Because it could go either way, right? It's like we're
100%.
not saying, yeah. So I think that's the right take for us.
Okay. What if we told you that doesn't guarantee you better content? You know that's my favorite. Creators love new toys, but do they move needles? I like that too. We should add that as a point.
Which one?
The one about right here. Let me color
The Hollywood rig or the creators love new toys?
Yeah.
Yes, we do.
I'm gonna use green. Okay.
Okay.
Cool. And then let's go. Hot take. To get gear, not to get gear. What you're thinking? Boom. Are you procrastinating? You know, I like it. I like it. Procrastinating or prepping. Yes. 3 pieces of gear that we actually would recommend first. All right, cool. We're definitely going to cover that. So, should we put this one at the end?
Yeah.
3 pieces. Okay.
I think that's good. That's kind of like we could do that instead of like pick it a week.
Yeah. Okay. There you go. That's good. I got good picks of the week, though. I'm joking.
You want to do picks a week? Okay,
No,
yeah, we can still have both.
Doesn't matter. Why? And why not? Okay. I like this.
All right. There's a lot here. A lot of good.
You know why I'm on the why not, though.
Yeah.
I don't know if I told them, but you know.
Yes. But this is good. This is the.
All right.
Would this go under hot take?
Yeah. Good idea. Good idea. See, here's one thing I gotta say. This one is tough for me, and I think we should talk about it. This, come here, girl. We're on the same one. The one about smart creator hat for people balling on the budget.
Mm-hmm.
You know why I struggle with this one?
Mm-hmm. You tell me in the
not-
episode.
I'm gonna say I'm not gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you in the episode.
Yeah. So this will go
I was
under.
just about to say it, but I'll keep my mouth shut.
Will this go under real talk or when buying gear makes sense and when it doesn't?
Yes.
All of the above. Okay.
Yes. I like it. All right. Boom.
Skill over stuff. I think that, yeah, I mean, like all of these are really good. Like we can preach about this stuff forever. We can,
I'm
you
laughing
just
at
wait.
you and Carlos like I'm gonna talk taller.
We're gonna talk taller.
Yo. Y'all just never seen Ryan when he's angry, bro. Ryan gets really angry. And then I'm like, uh-oh. After the club is over, we're gonna end up having to fight somebody. Luckily we have people that, handle these things. So we don't have to get in
I
trouble.
think this one goes here. So I think our bullet points are the hot take and then what we actually recommend going first and then when it makes sense and then all of the subtopics.
Okay. I'm in.
Yay?
Loving it.
All right.
Loving it.
Let
And
me
I
plug
won't
'em
peek into
in.
the peekaboo section over here.
Don't peekaboo. Yoink. And then I guess what would be pick of the week? Pick of the week. Pick of the week. It's week of the week.
I got 75 of them. We just came back from NAB.
Yeah.
Okay, here's
My pick of the week is Gizmo.
Here's my pick of the week.
How does this sound?
It sounds like Paul, quietly.
Okay. Quiet?
It's low.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm playing with the ceremonic.
No. I got the itch. I might F around and change up my whole set again.
Me too.
You know those days?
Mm-hmm.
You're like,
Okay, there's my pick.
hold your horses. I like it.
Bring your head. Bring the dead. All right, let's go. Let's record a podcast. I am feeling it.
Let's do a little podcast.
feeling
Let me do
myself.
what are we doing? Okay.
feeling
Yeah, I
myself.
like this.
I'm feeling it.
Oh my
feeling
gosh,
it.
Beyonce's coming soon. I'm so excited.
I didn't even realize I was just starting to sing Beyonce. It just popped in my head.
Because you're feeling yourself.
Oh, this Beyonce. All right, so let me do something.
Okay.
Real
Oh, we
quick.
need a question of the day.
Oh,
Which
yeah.
one do we want to do? Ooh, I like a what's your start now setup. Yoink.
He must clean the Megane before we start, because I can't see nothing. I don't know how my glasses get so dirty in the middle of the day with me just sitting here doing nothing. Like, I guess because I take them on and off a lot, I must be accidentally hitting them with the fingers. But it drives me crazy. I can't, man. We're at NAB, and you gotta talk to people, and people got dirty glasses. I can just look at the glasses. I can't hear nothing they say. I'm just focusing on why are you talking to me with dirty glasses, bro? Cleaning damn glasses. Like we're in a damn lens joint, bro. There's lenses everywhere. You can find a cleaner.
I had two microfiber cloths in my pocket at any given
Right?
moment.
I'm like, you can go 2 booths down to the Tamarind booth or the Suray booth where they have lenses and be like, hey, fam, can I get a glasses cleaner? And they'll be like, yeah. And half the booths was giving them out. I got 4. I got one from Nisi. I got one from Sodi. The one that's hanging on my bag is a new one. I forgot who gave us that one, but that one is cool. I'm like, oh, Hollyland. Hollyland gave it to us in that pack.
Oh yeah.
All right. Okay.
I'm gonna go to the Tilta store sometime this week or next week.
Dude, you can go to the one in Glendale.
Yeah, it is Burbank,
Oh, Burbank. Well, I don't know these.
but it's like
California
it's close.
words.
It's like same, but different. It's not so far from each other.
Oh, so
but yeah,
check
I've
this
like
out. Go ahead. Yours.
no, that's it.
Yours
I'm just
first.
going. I'm just gonna go buy some stuff. But I was like, I could order it online, but because there's a store, I want to go to the store.
I would say go to the store, get some footages. Be like, Doc, you missing out. Biatch. Here, take this out. I'm at the Tilted store. I made some friends with the Tilted people. When I come to Los Angeles for my transfer, my plane doesn't leave for Cancun until the next day. So I have to do 11-hour layover in Los Angeles. The junk part is I land at 9:20 and then I take off the next day at 8:06. So I get in just long enough to get a last minute In-N-Out burger and then go my ass to bed. So I don't have enough time to actually do anything per se. But
But I come meet you. We can do a little talk at the In-N-Out.
Yeah, okay. Because then the other one, when I get ready to come back, I leave Cancun at 5:30 and I land at 9. And then my flight is the next morning at 7. And that's on the 9th. But yeah, I mean, just to shoot a content, be like, hey, I came to the airport to see this idiot. And then we can do nothing else. We can go find a Paul-sized milkshake somewhere.
We get this crazy milkshake in Vegas.
Paul's most ridiculous milkshake ever, bro. Did you take a picture of that, P? He don't. His thing don't work. His thing does not work.
He's muted. He's muted.
Hey, I
This
was
dude is
muted.
always
Can you hear me
muted.
now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yes, I did.
You
I'll
should
send it over to you.
You should send a picture of that milkshake because that thing was disgustingly huge. It was
Got
like,
Boca's in Pasadena.
yo, that's crazy, man. I wish Hawaiian would fly to Burbank though. It's a much easier airport. Like LAX, bro. Doing transfers in LAX is a beast.
It's gonna take your whole 11 hours just to get out to go to In-N-Out.
I'm gonna like, listen, Uber guy, I need you to take me to an In-N-Out. But how far are you from LAX?
It's far, but like I'll go over there. I'll pick you up. We'll go to In-N-Out if you want to go to In-N-Out and go wherever.
She
And then
said it's far. All right, so I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll have the shuttle take me to the Marriott, and then you can just scoop it from whatever the closest Marriott is. Anyway,
because it's like it depends. It's not far. It just depends on what time of day it is, right? So sometimes
true.
it's going to be
It's
2
nighttime,
hours. Like
so
it could
yeah.
take 2 hours to get there. It could be 40 minutes.
Dang. I just know
Like 40 's
all I
kind of
know
the
about the
minimum.
LA is stay off the 405, whatever that means.
It takes the whole 405 to get to the airport.
That's super funny. All right, let's get this thing started. Otherwise, we'd be here
All
clowning all
right.
day. I think Paul has figured out it's super dangerous to hang out with Doc and Mary Lou. Those two are mental.
He learned his lesson the hard way. Coughing on the truth. Coughing on the truth.
Yeah, it's Carlos said we're gonna be on the balling on the budget is the next video title.
I forgot to mute.
All right. Why, Tora? Why are you causing trouble today? What's behind your motivation? Okay, there you go. That's a good question too. I'll bring that up, Carlos. All right, let me start this. I'm gonna stop the recording real quick. I did make a shortcut for this for my Ecamm thing because I made a keyboard shortcut. By the way, you can make a custom keyboard shortcut. Mine is smash all the modifier keys and press R.
To do what?
Start and stop the recording.
Oh.
I'll show you how to make custom modifier keys. You can add a keyboard shortcut to anything, even if it doesn't have a keyboard shortcut, as long as it has a visible menu icon.
Ready for that. That's exciting.
Count it down in 5, 4.
Creators This is something a lot of us get stuck on. I know I speak for me. I know I speak for Doc too, but what if we told you that the gear is not gonna guarantee you better content? It's it's not. It's not. But sometimes the gear is worth it, sometimes it's not. We have various opinions on that, and we're gonna talk about it. What do you feel about it, Doc?
Man, this is a really good one. I have definitely been in this situation where I told myself, this is dumb because I know better. I've told myself, oh, this gear is going to make me create faster. This is going to make me create something awesome. I don't know if I always go with create better. That's my tagline, by the way. But I definitely get in this idea that getting this next thing is going to make me create faster. So, prime example, the Osmo Pocket 3 for me, when I got it, I said, I know for a fact getting this will make me create faster. But the only reason why I knew that is I had an Osmo Pocket 1. So I already knew how good a camera it was. And what they fixed, they had already, with the things I didn't like about the 1, they had already fixed with the Osmo Pocket 2, which I skipped at the time because it was right when the Demi hit. And I'm like, we're not going to get a chance to go outside and do nothing. But as soon as they said OP3, I was like, bingo. Plus, I was fixing to go to Japan, and I just knew what I was going to be able to create with it coming from Japan. The other thing that was brutally crazy to me, I started following these solo travelers in Japan. I was just scoping on what's the new stuff, where's places that I haven't gone to yet, and I was looking at a couple of places where I hadn't been. And there's 3 or 4 creators. 2 of them are female, the other 2 are couples, but they do everything on the Osmo Pocket 2. And how would I know that? Because one girl's a no-face creator, but you're in a hotel and you see these beautiful nails slide by her mirror, and you just saw she had a white Osmo Pocket 2. And then I'm like, oh, okay, I see you, Riri. You have a Osmo Pocket 2, and you're creating some pretty decent content from someone who's not a filmmaker. She's a professional, I don't even know. I think the word is harpist. What do you call it? Is that called a harpist?
I think that's right.
All right, I think that's right. Anyway, she's a professional harpist. And all you ever see is her lovely hands and her little, shadow of the OP2. And I was like, if here's a person who's untrained in filmmaking, who makes an extremely engaging vlog style video and is quite prolific because she travels around the country to play at various events, and she's just showing you her accommodations, what she gets up to on the day off, and these are some cool restaurants you should check out. That's all I go to Japan for. I make like I'm going to get my culture in. I just go to eat. Let's be honest. So I was like, yeah, if I get this, when they said the OP3 is coming out, I'm like, yeah, I can create quickly with this. And I knew this. So that wouldn't work. But there's other stuff I bought on the idea of it's going to make me create quicker, and it slowed me down. And I was just like, it's not even a confidence level thing because I read my instructions. I know how to use the gear. It's just it slowed me down because the workflow was different. So for me, I think the biggest trigger is if you get it and it doesn't work for you, are you going to be brave enough to return it or send it back or resell it? Because that's where I've gotten in trouble. Mm-hmm. A lot of the stuff ends up in the corner somewhere just sitting there. That ain't a good look.
Just sitting. All right. Well, a question for the folks, because I know like the people who are listening to this are creators already at some point. You maybe have already bought some gear. If somebody's just starting, what is your start now gear list? That's what I want you guys to give us. Like if you're like somebody is starting from scratch, right? And not necessarily just the phone, right? But what is your like, I'm starting right now. What should I get? Camera, microphone, maybe a light. What's the kind of things that you're telling people to get? I want to know.
I actually,
because what I have is like different than it was a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, I was saying, anybody here for the live audience, drop that in the chat like right about now. And you are correct. I was definitely going to say after NAB, my list has changed a wee bit because of some of the stuff that's out now that I wish was available when I first started. Like I definitely have a new thing that's on my list that is a no-brainer. And I'm going to say, excuse me, everybody should definitely at least cop this. It's only going to cost you $100. It's actually less than $100, but yeah, I'll talk about that in a second. What is on your list of like what you would start with, like this very instantaneous?
Right now, I love to recommend the DJI Osmo Action 5 Pro with the mic mini and call it a day. Go
Okay.
outside
Follow up
and do
question.
it with those two.
Follow up
Yes.
question. Why uh, OA 5P versus OP3?
I think if it's someone who's never touched a camera and maybe has only shot on their phone, I like the action because it's less buttons, less things to turn around, less things that move around, less things that swirl around, right? It's just a square and a camera, right? Some people, the gimbal is like a concept that's maybe not intimidating, but it's like if you've never worked with a gimbal, it's kind of hard to understand what are you doing?
What are
What
you
why that
doing?
versus just having a camera that you can point and shoot.
Okay, I think I can ride with that. I can absolutely ride with that. I think you're correct. If I was going to tell somebody right now to just pop a camera, it would probably be the Osmo Action 5. I personally like the OP3, but again, I
Mhm.
understand what I'm doing with the gimbal. Um, there's also some advantages to the 5 with the front screen. Both are incredible webcams at this point. And if we're talking about the price, the 085P Osmo Action 5 Pro is just cheaper. And
Yes.
the quality that what comes out of it is good. It's also more rugged because I'm telling you what you're not
That
going
was
to want
important
to
for
do.
me.
You're not going to want to drop an Osmo Pocket 3. It will guarantee broke. But a Osmo Action 5, you can throw that some gun across the room, let it roll upon the dirt, upon the replay, it's good to go. Like it's just going to hella try to function.
Listen, like a day after I had it, I dropped it from the top of the staircase onto concrete in my patio, and I was like, "Huh, she's doing all right." I was like, "The Osmo Pocket 3 could never." I carry the Osmo Pocket 3 is like a child, and I'm like, "No, it's okay.
Yo,
Let's be safe." And this one, I'm just like whipping it
yo,
around, like it just
definitely
fits in my
nurse it.
pocket. It's like amazing.
Definitely nurse it. Now, one thing I will say about the two, and there's other action cameras out there. I personally, I'm gonna just go ahead and give you raw dog brass tacks. I am not a fan of the GoPro ecosystem in any way, shape, or form anymore. I had pretty much every GoPro all the way up until 8, and then I'm done. I switched over to Osmo Action when the original Osmo Action came out, and then I got Osmo Actions up to 3, and then I switched to Insta360 RS and Insta360 Actions for a minute, and then I went back to DJI. And again, I will say that the Ace Pro 2 and the Osmo Action 5 are very much friends, like they just cousins. The only difference for me is that I have the drone, I have Pocket 3, I have the DJI mics, the whole 9 yards. It's just easier for me to have a single app that just handles everything. So I am not going to discredit the Ace Pro. I think the Ace Pro is gangster. I'm just not a fan of the GoPro ecosystem in any way, shape, or form. And there's just a lot of history behind it, but yeah, I'm just not recommending. Now, is it a bad camera? Absolutely not. They're all very good at this point in time. Any action camera, I won't say any of the top 3 action cameras, and there's only 3. Yeah, I had to check my fingers. Those are fine. I wouldn't trust some weird Amazon action thing you pick up somewhere. So yeah, I'm just not a fan of GoPro. So just by all means, people don't freak out because we did mention GoPro. It's just, yeah, I'm not a fan of their workflow. That's just me.
I was just like the same with GoPro. I think I got all the way up to 7, and I was like, I just can't get them to work right for me. It's just like it was just the GoPro and me did not agree. We did not
Yeah,
match
we
up. We
speak
didn't
different
make
languages.
sense.
GoPro is
Yes,
speaking
so I was
Ilocano and
very
I'm speaking
happy to
Tagalog.
change it.
It's close enough, but different enough. Just wasn't catching my drift. All right,
It
so
just wasn't there.
One other piece that I would add to this, and I did post a link in the chat for those who are watching live, but the second piece of equipment that I would definitely put on, take it, Luis. Luis just said Timo Action Pro. It's Temu. First of all, it's not Timu, it's Temu. And you have one?
What, this one? Is this what you're talking about?
Yes. Is it
the
a
one
C or
you're
X?
gonna talk about? C.
Okay, I would say C, but you can get the X because the X is $70. The C is 99. The C means
But I
color.
want the
It can do
colors.
everything. And then, yeah, because the pop of color, you could do some really creative tricks. So to me, it's worth going all the way up to the X, but I did place it in the chat for, going up to the C, but I did place it in the chat for someone who's wondering. I think it's very important to have a light, and that's a very versatile light. When did you pick that up?
It just got delivered yesterday. Because there's like the saga. Okay, so I'm a ring light, which I've just hold on to because it was working, but now some of the panels are dying. She's like 8 or 9 years old, so it's okay. You can retire. So I'm now going to test out these ones.
Ooh.
Which are the Amran 120.
This was my OG version of that light, and it works. This still works, but I'm just ready for a new, bigger panel. This one is starting to bulge just a wee bit, so I'm going to rid of it before it becomes a problem. But literally, that's all it is. And Amaranth panels are just good. They're just good. So the one I placed in the chat is a newer version of this, and Mary Lou has it in a box. So follow her because trust me, there'll be 75 reels about it in 3, 2, 1. Refresh your
and it's
browser.
got a magnet. It's got like all of it, and there it is. There's all the content.
There it is. Yeah, the light.
No, I
is
was really
important.
impressed with that one.
Okay, so we got the camera down, we got the light down, and then I'm going to highly suggest the microphone. As a matter of fact, I will put the microphone above the light in this particular situation. But where we at on mics? What's your go-to right now?
If it's connecting to the camera, right? If I'm going with the DJI camera, then it's the mic 2. I just like the price is right, the size is right, it does what it needs to do. If I'm at a desk, like what we're doing, it's definitely the MV7 Plus because it's just it covers all the issues that I ever had with any other mic. It's just magical. And it USB easy, right? So if you were, say you're going to film stuff on your computer or even on your phone, right? That one you can plug it if you're doing this like sit down kind of talk stuff. But if we're just getting, say we're not using a phone, we're not using a computer, then it's the DJI Mic 2 along with your DJI camera because they just work together.
We're in the same boat. I was going to say the MV6 or MV7. The difference is $100, but they both will do the same thing. And the reason for that is the MV6 and 7 will work with your phone. You will have to hold the mic in front of you while you're doing it. It will work with your camera. It will work with your DJI because it supports USB. So those would be go-to. They're not exactly the most portable situations, and I can't reach it because it's right there. Oh no, I can reach it. If I'm going to do portable, it would be the same thing, the DJI Mic 2. There are some fantastic alternatives on the market right now. We just made friends with the whole Ceremonic crew. Mary Lou won one. She just probably can't reach it right now, but she won a brand new Lark Max, and then Paul won the Lark
Blink.
Ultra. You got Max or Ultra?
Blink.
Oh, Blink.
It's not
You got
even
the
an
Blink.
Ultra. Yeah.
Okay, Paul got the good one. Look, he
You
over
got
there
the good,
grinning in the
the new.
background. He got the Max 2 Ultra, whatever the heck it's
He's got
called.
the fast hands.
Yeah, or slow. 'Cause he was
Or
able to
slow.
slow it down to 10. No, I'm just teasing. I'm giving Paul crap because I was mad because I got close, but Paul got it exactly. We had to hit a time watch. We had to hit a stopwatch and land on 10. And I got to like 998. Mary Lou got to like 93 or 96. Paul went 10. And then like giggling, like, ha ha, suckers. And I was like, you know what, Paul? Walk home. He's like, we are walking home. And I was like, oh, yeah. But, it was so good. Ceremonic dudes were surprised. They're like, wait a minute. Nobody hit it.
They're like, we have to
Yeah.
actually do
we gotta
this.
give it away now. Like, let me double check. So poor Jackie, even Jackie didn't know what to do because they probably wasn't expecting nobody to get it. But Paul Duncan and his Mr. Moderator, Slow Hands Paul, he was able to nail that 10 perfectly. That was
Yeah.
amazing, bro. The look on everybody's face was it was so good. It was so good.
It was amazing. That's the moderator hands, right? That's what he's gonna block. He's got you. He's
Yeah.
like he got the
Even
right
my
amount of
luck was
time.
surprised.
He channeled his Paul Fu. It's like woo sa pap. Like, give me my mic. They was like, oh, I gotta check with corporate if we can actually give it away. You put it on the sign play. I'm leaving with something.
It's already there.
Yeah.
And that's
so
what with Paul around, you only have 10 seconds. You put something crazy in the chat, he's gonna give you 10 seconds
10
exactly
seconds.
before you get banned or you take it away.
this is
You
the
got 10
only time
seconds.
where a name like 10-second Paul actually worked out good. So listen, this microphones, like, there's Hollyland has new stuff out, which is incredible. Ceramonic has new stuff out, which is incredible. Rode and DJI have been running this game for a hot minute. There's a lot of good stuff on the market. I even saw one that Tom Buck picked up from Temu, and it's like $40, and it was okay. I ain't gonna say it's great, but it was okay. There's no reason right now to suffer with bad audio. And just to show you what I mean, I just recorded a video today using the brand new Instagram Edits app, and it was on my phone. I had phone in my hand. I saw the icon popped up. I said, go. After I listened to it, I'm like, ugh, dude, the mic is right here. You should have just plugged it in real quick. It's like they were really, really close. Like, it would have taken me 5 seconds to plug that mic in and made that video that much better. That's how important this is. So whether you're in at $100 with the Harleyland Lark 2 or the Anchor, I think Anchor calls it the Go, or whether you're in at $150, stepping up to like your Ceramonic or your Kamikaze or something of that nature, or whether you're into the 200 plus and you're going to the Rode or the DJI, just get a mic for your phone if you're going to shoot with your phone. Me personally, I think it's better to get a desktop that does also works on your phone. So that's where the mic that Mary Lou is currently speaking into you now with the MV7 and like the MV6, which Mary Lou and I had a chance to work with when Shore was building that guy. You just plug it in and it just works on your phone and it sounds delicious. Now, on the higher end of the portable microphones, the Shure MV88 Plus is, that sucker is good.
Ooh.
Because it's wireless.
The Move Mic 88 Plus.
Yeah, that's what I meant. That's what MV stands for, Move Mic. Yeah. Yes.
Well, the MV88 Plus is the old one that you plug in.
Yes. There's
there are two different
MV88 Plus,
ones.
and the new name is MV88 Plus Wireless. Yeah.
Is it? No, it's Move Mic 88 Plus. We gotta look at the paperwork.
Every company needs help naming their stuff. They just do. Like, please let me come in and just be the name your products guy, especially Sony. You of all people, you're too big to have dumb names, people. Just come on, Irene. Yeah. Anyway,
it's very good. This is the one he's talking about.
Yes, just really, 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 really good. And yeah, the MV stands for Move Mic, so that's what that MV stands for. That's because it means it works with the Move Mic app, the Motive app. Anyway, all those things are good. Now, I have a strange hot take.
Let's do it. Give it to me.
It's about, all of us say, oh, just start with your phone. And I agree with that. But I'm a little bit overshooting with my phone. Now, maybe that's because I'm in a different spot. But my phone is there, and I pull it out all the time. I personally don't want my phone to be my master creation tool. How say you?
I really used to always be like, shoot with your phone. But now that we've worked with so many creators and I've kind of seen how it stops you because it has so many other things that it can do. And personally, I experience it. I go to film something, but then there's a notification, and then somehow I'm on Instagram, and then somehow I'm on TikTok, and then somehow I'm buying stuff on Amazon. And you're like, what was I even doing? I actually like to have a separate camera. And now that there are so many options that are various price points, I think it is a good idea for you to have a second camera or like a dedicated camera if you are serious about this. If you're still playing around, you're not sure, okay, play with your camera on your phone. But if you want to actually do this, I really think at least one camera that isn't your phone is importante.
I agree. I agree. So you can score a Osmo Action 5, 300 bones. All of the entry level action cameras are around that same price. The DJI Osmo Pocket 3, the price went up, it's terrifics, whatever. But you could get an Insta360 Go S, same around the same price. There's a bunch of options out there. You can pick up a old ZV-1 for $350. You can pick up an old Canon M50 for about the same price. Matt O'Brien, Matthew, I'm so sorry. Matthew pulled out of Canon Vixa HX40 269 camcorder. And it's like tiny. I think you're better off creating with something like that as opposed to your phone, specifically for a couple of reasons. Number one, getting good audio out of the phone is initially going to change your investment to something different, whereas the other options just tend to do better. Secondarily, the sidetracking. I want to call it distractions because I didn't even get to recording the video. I opened the phone and it goes, boom, Mary Lou just posted a video to Flip. And I'm like, what's up, homie? And I click to it. Or some of the best takes. This is funny because what I'm going to say, y'all going to be like, oh, you're dumb. All you had to do was put it on Do Not Disturb. When you pull your phone out to record a content because it hits your head, you know what you don't think about? Putting it on D&D. So you pull your phone out, you got your Blackmagic camera app open, and I'm going to show you how gangster it is. It's my speed button. If I hold the speed button right there, boom, Blackmagic camera app would open, but you can't see my face. You know what I'm saying? Boom, there it is. Blackmagic camera app is ready. It's my speed button. But it doesn't go into D&D mode. Also, now I want to run this. I am going to purposely shoot content with my phone. I am going to purposely put it in D&D mode. I'm going to shoot that content. And I got it. Nailed it. Ready to edit. Boom. In there, editing. Doing my thing. Writing my little caption. My hashtags. My everything. Feeling good about myself. Phone in the pocket. Get upstairs. It was quiet. Don't know my customer's supposed to call. I was supposed to pick up Emma from school when she's ready. Uncle, I've been here for 30 minutes. Where you at? Uh-oh. Forget to take it off of D&D. Paul, Louise, Katie, everybody, where you at? Hey, are you up? Hey, what are you doing? Hey, missed all of that because you left it in D&D. House caught the flames. You done missed it because you were not in the wrong. So, no, I'm sorry. I personally am overshooting with the phone for those reasons specifically. But I must say,
I'm guilty.
Back to you. Do it if that's what you got. Start there. But don't stay there. There you go. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm guilty of always being on Do Not Disturb. So, like, a lot of the times, like, Doc has said it. He's like, you call Mary Lou, she's going to get back to you in 3 to 5 business days. Because of using my phone to film, or like when, we're live streaming, we're doing stuff, my phone's just on Do Not Disturb, and then I just leave it there perpetually. But also, it's kind of a good barrier for me because I'm like, I'm not always available. So it's fine. But the other hot take on getting another camera is if it makes you excited to do it, right? Like I have 100 different shades of red lipstick, but sometimes I'll just get another one because I'm excited about it, because I like it, because I want it and I can get it. And that is okay, because if that's your thing, that's your thing. And that is just fine.
Yo, there is the hot shoe, the red shoe diaries, bro. That is it. That is true. When you are, that was one of the reasons why, like, I copped this. Like, I don't need this. I actually have the Fujifilm XM5, right? I just do. But I was excited to see Canon back in the game with something that on paper seemed legit and on paper was bringing some of the fun and excitement back to creating. And honestly, I prematurely got rid of one of my favorite cameras because I was like, yeah, I'm using XYZ. I don't really use it that much anymore. Blah, blah, blah. You know what it was? I thought Osmo Pocket 3. I don't really use my ZV-1 that much anymore. And then after Mary Lou destroyed it, then I said, Stacy, we breaking up. Then after I was like, damn, I kind of miss Stacy. She was cool.
You miss Stacy? Do you want Stacy back? I could go break in.
No. It's in good hands with Allstate right now. And then if not, then she would steal all your stuff. But so
Yeah.
It was literally what had happened was messing around with the prior version of this, which was the X105. Fell in love with that. It does okay video. And then it came out with the X106. It does decent video, but then these are much heavier than the ZV-1, right? So then that's when Fuji dropped the Osmo. When Fuji dropped the XM5, I'm like, it's light, it's good. I can make it pancakey by pulling this off and put it on a skinny one, right? So I can make it pancakey like the ZV-1. And then I was about that life. And then Canon, literally like 3 months after I got this, Canon comes out with the new one. And that was kind of what started the party, so I dove back in. But again, I'm a camera nerd. I'm going to get all the cameras. And I can. So don't be a hater. It's not about like, oh, just try. I am excited by the prospect of playing with gear, playing with new stuff, whatever. And that irritates people. And I'm like, but why? Because I tell you what.
But it's okay.
If it wasn't this, you know what it would be? Wine. I was psycho. I was like $300 bottle here, $400 bottle here, blah, blah, blah. And then one day I discovered a phenomenal $35 bottle. And it made me feel a type of way. It made me feel like, yo, I have been running the chain of highfalutins for the longest time because when I got into wine, I was in the Bay. So I'm around wine country. But when I discovered the $35 joint that I loved, I was in Santa Barbara. And Santa Ynez, I will go ahead and say this in these streets, Santa Ynez wines would blow Napa Valley crap out the window. But it don't have the same bragging rights. That's why that movie Bottle Shock, that movie Bottle Shock was shot in Santa Ynez, and they blew out the Frenchies. Like, they blew out some heavy hidden competition, and that Bottle Shock movie was, or Sideways, one of the two, that movie was about Santa Barbara wine country with the blow up in Los Olivos. And I was just like, this game lies. They lie to you based off of brand names and whatever. I needed to go something more pure. And that's when I drove into sake, because sake, the price is the price. It tastes like what it paid for. If you pay $150, it tastes like $150. You're never going to get a $150 that tastes like $10. And wine lies. If their bragging rights is high, they can charge whatever. And so, yeah, like, it literally was one of those things. And I'm like, I need a different hobby. I'm going to step out of this one because this one is getting kind of crazy. And it was wine and cigars. And them joints was crazy expensive for what they do. And you're done with it. Like, that $300 is drank, hangover came, bottle empty. But if instead of 2 bottles of wine, I do this. This is good for 4 or 5 years worth of fun. So just because I'm a gearhead, don't be like, oh, you got gas. No, I don't have gas. There's no such thing as gas. Stop being a bitch. You're an adult. You buy what you like. And if you like it, cool. If you don't, cool. Nobody made you buy anything. I hate that. You're an adult. Stop being a hoe. You don't have a disease. You are addicted to buying something because either you like it or You've been persuaded that it's going to make you better, and you don't want to face the reality that you just suck. Blaming gas is a bitch move. Come at me in the comments. You can email me directly. We will have this fight on the internet. Everybody that says, blah, 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 gas, you're a hoe. Shut up. You just don't want to admit that you suck and you keep throwing money at a problem. I'm here. I'll cause that fight. Fight me.
And on that exact thing right there, as creators, this is the stuck part. Okay, this is the stuck part to unstuck. Is you can't keep thinking that this piece of gear is going to solve your issues, that this piece of gear is going to make you go viral, that this piece of gear is going to change your life. You change your life. You can use a tool that can help you do the things that are going to shift your life, but you can't keep buying a little camera and be like, now my life is going to change, because this camera's not going to do that. You're going to do that. Right. And that's something that I personally had to come to terms with, right? Because it would be, well, this is the one that's going to change everything. This is the one that's going to change everything. And then after enough cameras, I was like, okay, I think I just like to buy cameras. Is it going to change everything?
Because I love tech, bro.
No. Yeah, we just like it. And things have come so far. Like, if the stuff that's available now, I think back to when I started and I was like, dang, autofocus, just autofocus. That's it. The tears I cried over trying to get myself in focus on my T3i.
Subject
I was like,
tracking.
how do people do this? It's
right? Subject
changed
tracking is
everything.
here. Beamforming mics, like I can move from here to here and the mic follows. This doesn't do this because this microphone was invented in 1966. But yeah, like we just, girl, keep talking.
Yeah, it's like when I got the Osmo Pocket 3, I was actually in the market to get a second ZV-1, a Sony ZV-1, which is my overhead camera. And I have a very like strong opinion about not unplugging the things in the studio set now that I have them set. Okay, now this is like a privilege because I have so many cameras. But I got to a point where I got the set the way I want it, and I'm like, I do not take these cameras down to go shoot other things, but I still need a walk around camera. I was looking at the ZV-1. I had already written off DJI for the rest of my life. I broke up with them. Like, I did not like their drones. I always like the original Osmo that you had to connect to your phone to see anything. Like, I loved the footage, but I hated the workflow. It slowed me down. So I had written them off. And then I saw enough videos to make an informed decision for myself. Let me give this a try. Let me check this out. And it was completely worth it because it was fun. It made it fun. It made me excited to go film things. And you already know I'm excited to film things. If there's a piece of gear that makes me more excited to film things, like, that's why you can never get rid of me. You know,
Yes.
like my Meta glasses. I just like was excited to film that way. Do I need that one? I have cameras that I can magnet on. I have all these other things that I can do, but that one made me excited to create. And then I actually do. Now that I think is not always the case for other people. You get it, and then you don't actually do. And then that's where we got to talk. That's where you're stuck.
Okay, I have a question. That's super funny. I have a question. Have you ever purchased a piece of equipment and then you was playing with it and you're like, it's not quite hitting all of the things. So you kind of shelf it. And then later on, you see somebody do something and then you were like, I didn't know you could do that. And then it re-sparks your interest. And then you go back in and you re-fall in love with the piece of equipment that you was kind of like, it's meh. You ever had that happen?
I am on that journey right now, specifically with the drop of the new 360 camera. So Insta360 just came out with their new X5. I had the X2. I skipped 3, got 4 at NAB last year. I used to love my camera when I was traveling all the time. Like, I was taking 360 bullet time shots every single landmark I could get to. and I loved it. But I haven't been traveling a lot, and so I haven't really brought it out. But when we were at NAB, and it wasn't specifically because of the new camera, but we watched Cash Bunny do a demonstration on some shots, and I was like, "Huh, I don't even really think you could do it like that. It's work, but like it's also a fun challenge for someone like me who's like, I can edit my regular stuff so fast that seeing like that puzzle, I'm like, ooh, that is interesting. That's something I want to play with." And now I'm like, can I come up with specific adventures to go take for the day to go get some fun 360 shots and dust off old girl, right? Like, do I need the new one? No, not necessarily, right? Like, it's cool. I like the new features on it, but I'm not going to run out and get that one. But it is making me excited to go dig my friend out of the box and maybe
Yes.
go on an adventure.
Yes. Well, and so here's something that's cool, and I think you touched on something important. I got this new Canon over here, but one of the first things I did was I put my Ricoh up for sale. Because before, what I would do is never sell anything, as I had just a drawer full of cameras. So when I bought the XM5, I sold the Insta360 X4 to Luis. And then when I bought this guy, the X106, I sold the A7 IV, right? And so I've learned to put myself in a situation where I'm going to get the new one regardless, whether I sell the old one or not. But I'm also going to sell the old one so I can just sort of get it out of my face. You know what I mean? I have also done things like I bought the Osmo, what is it called? 7? It's over there. Osmo Mobile 7, which was dumb because I told myself I am well over phone gimbals. But this one has the tracker.
Can't do
on
them.
it. So let me get it. So I bought it. It has 20, take that back. It has 15 minutes of use on it. It's going to end up in Kazuma's hand, and he'll be like, "Uncle, you just gave me the other one." And I'll be like, "Nephew, you just earned another one." That being said, I can throw $150 at this guy. That doesn't make it cool. It's just something that I can do. It's not the end of the day. I spend that on lunch. I live in Hawaii. Shit's expensive. Like, you know what I mean? Definitely spend that on lunch over here. But yeah, and I think that at one point, that used to bother me when I would see, somebody who would buy like a Mercedes and can't drive. But I think I'm just became that person to somebody who wants to buy $150 gimbal and can't do nothing with it, But it's none of your business. You should just do what I do then. You know what I'm saying? Like, I learned to get over that idea, that sort of the let them theory of it's none of my business how and why they can do that, right? When I used to see people get a freaking phenomenal Sony A1, which is a $6,000 camera, and they can't take it out of auto, I used to be irritated by that at one point in time, but it's none of my business, So yeah, it's one of those things where you do have to put yourself in a position, and luckily, I think if I count my days right, I still got about 20 days to give it back to Best Buy. I just might. Because I think you also got to be adult enough to know that if you got into it and you realize that you're in the wrong position, send it back. It's not that big a deal. Like, even if you're on Apple and you only got 14 days, what you need to do is use it when you first get it, put it through its paces, see if you can make it fit into your workflow, decide if it's working for you, and make it an executive decision by day 10. Yes, this is, or no, this ain't. And send it to which it had came, or wrap it up in your arsenal and get down with the get down. That's it. Mm-hmm. And I think a lot of people don't do that. And then they be sitting around talking about, oh, well, I was listening to Doc and Mary Lou, and they told me to buy a Rodecaster Pro, and I don't even use it. So I'm blaming y'all. No, bitch. No. Backed up about my face. You bought it. You didn't read the manual. You expected me to teach you how to use it. That's like saying, can you raise my kid for me? No. I don't want none of them. Which is why I can buy all this shit. Actually, let's rub it in. You should have worn a condom. I did, so I could buy whatever I want and then let it collect dust. Because I don't have to buy diapers and milk and school and insurance and doctors and all of the diseases that the little people put all up in your house. I don't have those problems. It was a choice. It was a legit choice. Don't tell me, oh, you got to gas me because you made me buy the thing and I don't know how to use it. Fam, I went to college. And some people went to college and they paid for their education and didn't do nothing. Some of us went to college, paid for their education, and got educated. Like, it's the same thing. It's the exact same thing. You know somebody at work right now with all these damn degrees, stupid as a box of rocks. And you know somebody in your same job didn't go to college, smart as hell. It's the same thing with gear, fam.
Yeah. And that's with the gear, right? You need to be willing. So you got that Rodecaster Pro, right? I was just talking to somebody about this yesterday. They were trying to make sure they could use that, but they had a microphone that doesn't necessarily need it, the MB7. Once I got the MB7 Plus and I plugged it in USB and it works better for my workflow, Rodecaster's now retired. That doesn't mean the Rodecaster was a waste.
Nope.
It's just not part of this particular workflow. So now I can release her. That's okay. It's all just energetic, like usage of your energy and your space and your resources. It is not what will change everything. But if you can reduce the friction between your idea and your creating, then yes, try the gear out. Do you just want it? You just want to get it? Then that's your thing to fight with. That's not for us to fix for you. That's
Yes.
like you got to fight your internal demons.
You might
for
need to
that,
talk to Carlos about that because you need to talk to the brain guy.
right? But
You know?
it's what happens. I see a lot is people were like, they see me and they're like, wow, you have the Osmo Pocket 3. Your content's so good. I'm going to get that. Now my content's going to be good, but I never opened it. And now I went past the date of usage. Now I still don't know how to use it. Now it's obsolete. Now I wasted my money. But it's like, but you didn't open it and use it and try it and play with it. Like, I'm not going to come to your house to like make you use it. Not,
You know what this
You know.
reminds me of? I know, because back in golfing, see, it's funny because it's a different conversation around creators, and somehow we all get blamed for it. I know people who went to Roger Dunn and bought a Scotty Cameron, assuming that they was going to get better at putting. You ain't Tiger Woods, fam. Tiger Woods Scotty Cameron also cost $7,000 and is handmade specifically for him. The one you buy off the shelf isn't made for you. Now you could ask the people at Roger Dunn to hook you up, but the $600 one you bought at Roger Dunn did not make you a better golfer, right? I know people who have bought a Ferrari 488 GP Spider, can't drive. Buying a Ferrari does not a driver make. Buying Martha Stewart pots versus All-Clad does not make you a better chef. Like, they're trash, but I could throw down in some Rachel Ray's. They're legit Walmart trash. I don't need I got All-Clads. My All-Clads don't make me cook good. I cook good thanks to Sarah Mae Smith. She's told, boy, get your butt in the kitchen and stand next to grandma and learn how to do this. Because if you learn how to cook, that's how you get the ladies. All that stuff that your grandpa didn't be lying to you. All you need, if you know how to cook, you get more dates. And you get more dates, then we have a better chance of moving the family lineage. That's what grandma said. Get your butt in here and learn how to cook. My grandma cooked in crusty ass pots that had been in the family for like 100 years. Probably those are better than the Rachel Ray's. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's funny because I don't see anybody walking into Sports Authority today and picking up an official Wilson and all of a sudden think they Steph Curry. You just bought a basketball. But somehow people think going out and getting the same gear that we got is going to turn them into us, right? Like, do you know why NASCAR exists? It helps American car manufacturers sell the cars that, you know, what's his name? Ricky Bobby is driving the Impala in the NASCAR race, so Impala must be good. It worked at one point. but it don't work anymore because it's not the same car. They've been the sport has changed so much from when it first started. That's why it's called stock car racing. It was literally to help promote the vehicles, bro. That doesn't count anymore. I'm not going to go buy a Ferrari because Lewis Hamilton drives for Ferrari. And like Chris said, the pen does not make the writer.
A question for you then.
Okay.
What is something you bought like early on? It could be, I guess, anytime that you're like, dang, I shouldn't have bought this, but maybe you still have it. Like, I want to say it's like been sitting on the shelf for like 5+ years.
Oh, I got plenty of them, bro.
I know that there's something.
I got plenty of them. One big one for me is when the Rodecaster first came out and the Pod mic came out, I was all on psyching myself into quote unquote helping the budget people. I have 1, 2, 3 brand new in the box Pod mics back there because I was going to build this setup around the Rodecaster Pro with 4 Pod mics. So I have the one that I opened. I bought 3 more additional ones, and I was going to turn into this portable podcasting kit that I can take all over. Then the Panini hit, and in the middle of the Panini, I got put in a position where I got a Shure SM7B because I was trying to go down the line of, well, all of the pros are using the Pod mic, and I've been a Shure person my whole life. But like the Pod mic was 150 and the SM7B was 400. So it's at that time 500. And I was like, no, I'm going to be Captain Save-A-Ho and tell all these people how they can buy this $150 mic and it's going to sound as good as the SM7B. And I rocked it for about 3-4 months. And then I put the SM7B on there and I was like, man, who you lying to? Shut up. It's cool. It's good. It's like, your hamburger is good. Shake Shack hamburger is crack. There is a difference. Okay? You can make real good. Remember your mom used to make hamburgers with Wonder Bread? I mean, at that point, you enjoying the ketchup and the cheese. Because Wonder Bread does not a hamburger make. It do not Wonder Bread hamburgers on Wonder Bread do not taste the same. Right? It's just different, boss. It's just different. And then so yeah, I still have in the box. I almost sold them last year. The person flaked on me, but I have 3 brand new Pod mics in the box. And does that mean the Pod mic is bad? No. Pod mic is fine. It is not an SM7B. Stop lying. It is not. So
It's not the same.
SM7B. One of these things is not like the other. One of these things is not the same.
Yeah, and it's such an interesting thing with, I think, the kind of creators that we are too want to be Captain Save-A-Ho, right? So I definitely have a lot of gear where I'm like, well, I'm going to get this because it might be the right option for XYZ, even though I didn't really need it. And let me tell you, I didn't really need to make that content either. Because did it make the difference for these people? Not necessarily.
No. They ended
But
up
I
being
just
a
now
pain in the
have
butt.
a stack of microphones that I don't need. The gear that I was thinking about is like when I first started, I saw somebody else using this. So I got a Zoom H6, which is like a audio interface. Like you plug in 4 XLR microphones. You can also use it as a recorder. I don't even know why I felt like I need this, but I have it. It's still sitting over there. And like, why have I not got rid of it? Because the resale was still pretty good on it for, a while that I probably still need to sell it, but I got it. And I don't know if I did use it a little bit. I think when I first I first started trying to live stream, I plugged that audio interface into the computer and used it as the microphone. But that didn't last very long once I discovered other microphones to use, like a USB microphone. It was just like so many pieces.
Mm-hmm.
But I have it and I got it. I'm like, I didn't need this. Why
Yep.
did I need this? I'm not out doing like field recording, like 4-person podcasts at that time, like, in 2015. I wasn't doing that.
You know what it is, too? The other one that I just add to this is the smaller one, so this one wasn't as bad. But I got the Loop Deck CT The one with the big wheel on it. Because I was just seeing, when it first came out, everybody was about that life. They were like, look how fast you can edit in Final Cut. You know what I edit Final Cut faster with? These hands. So that's like 500 bones on the loop deck CT, and I can just get busy with the fingertips. Like I can snap my fingers, do yourself. You can do it all by yourself. Let me see you do it. Hey, I'm just quicker. I'm just quicker with my fingers. So like I have it. It's in the drawer over there. It's a phenomenal device, but it wasn't for me. So I definitely have done these things. But what should have happened, which I didn't do, was I didn't be like, you know what? That's cool. Okay, here's an example. Here's a prime example. So you buy this thing, right? So I just got this brand new Falcam magnetic phone holder. And what intrigued me about this brand new Falcam magnetic phone holder is it is already set up to use the F22 and F38 connectors. Their speed ring. It's called the F32 or F22 or F38. I have all my tripods are either or, right? So this in and of itself is a pretty decent phone dude. If I play with this for a week and it doesn't make my situation at least 15% faster than using the Kinu clip, which I know for a fact works. Mine is starting to fall apart already. I use so much.
I got it. I'm on a second one now.
Right, that's right. You did buy another one. Then this would be a waste of $40 unless I get real smart and get rid of it right away. Right? I could easily take this $40 and put it for $25 on the internet. I'm already saving somebody damn near half price and sell it, and it wouldn't be that bad. That if I'm wasting $15, that's a Jersey Mike's Giant Italian number 13 extra hot pepper relish. Not that big a deal, right? But if I let it sit here and collect dizust, then it's a waste. You know what I'm saying? So that's when it becomes a waste. Now, something this cheap is not that big a deal. But yeah, again, going back to what I said, get in there, try it. If you find yourself over it real quick, get rid of it real quick. Like, don't hold it thinking I'm going to come back to this in 3 weeks when I have time to learn it. Fam, if you didn't have time to learn it, you shouldn't have bought it in the first place. Because that's the other one that drives me crazy. Well, I bought this and I don't even have time to learn it. And so I feel like y'all just made me get this and I don't need it. And I'm like, first of all, I don't have to take no kids to soccer practice. That lie, I take Emma. But still, you know what time you had when you bought it, pimp. Don't blame me. I'm just sick of being people blaming me for their bad behavior. That's it.
Oh, this is like a whole other conversation that we can get into. That's like...
Hold on, wait a minute. Stickball special number 17 at Jersey Mike's is the play? Okay. I'm at DoorDash coming through.
Oh.
I just get a number
I was
13
like,
Italian with extra peppers, bro. Look, I'm starting to get a little...
Oh, okay. So let's do a little pick of the week. So we're talking about lunch. Let's move it along because I need to go have some. Pick of the week.
Look, I got a really strange pick of the week for you guys, and I want y'all to look deep into my eyes as I hit you with this pick of the week. Before you think about investing in another piece of gear, I want you to hold your horses. I want you to let it marinate, and I want you to improve your mindset first. Because what I think people do, I've done it myself. I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm holier than thou. I've done it sort of recently, even, is buy this thing because I think it's going to make me better. And for me, it was a course that I took that wasn't cheap. It was 500 bones. That's still cheap, but I took this course because it's going to make me better. It's going to make me a better creator, and I'm going to do X, Y, Z. And as I got into the middle of the course, I was like, you the main one telling people to be careful of people that tell you how to make money by making money on the internet, because that is where they're making their money. And I knew better, but I did it anyway because I thought I would get something out of it, and I'm halfway through it. I got nothing out of it. And I was like, yo, you know what? I would have been better off to just improve you, right? The money I spent in that course would have been better off taking a community college course on creative writing and honing that skill. Taking a community college course on copywriting, or just spending that to go somewhere where I could shoot 6, 7, 8 pieces of content, which would have actually made me money as opposed to spending that. So if your mindset is not all the way there, actually, it would have been better off to spend $500 to talk to Carlos for 3 days than to spend it on the course or Carlos-esque people. Carlos in the chat, he is I think the proper term is psychologist. Carlos, correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, it would have been better to spend that on some mental health improvement, or, things that help mitigate my ADHD as I get older. It's really starting to mess with me. Yeah, so think about that. Before you drag another piece of gear, I'm going to suggest you invest in yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm with Doc here. My pick of the week is the creative. You're a creator, so be creative. You work on you and with what you have. And if something is going to improve the workflow or it's going to get you excited to do it, then consider it, but take accountability for yourself. But then also remember you are creative and you can work with the cheap gear, the no gear, the lots of gear. You got the brain, you've got the inspiration, you're being called to be here. If you work on you first, then everything else is going to be better.
You got
pick
to
you.
look. I want to know better. What commercial was that? Kathy would tell me. She'll remember. Because Kathy and I was commercial kids. There's that Virgo commercial kid brain. And one other thing I just thought of real quick is it's probably even, this might sound crazy, but I would have been better off to take that money and spent it on a ceramics course, because any other form of creating is also creative and it sparks the creative muscle, which then in turn turns you into a better creator. So if you're going to spend money on a piece of gear, maybe spend it on going someplace where someone's going to stand naked in the corner and you got to paint them, because that's still creative. That is doing something creative that will get your creative thing going. Because everybody is creative. Don't let anybody think you need to take classes on how to be creative. Some of us are just better at creating excuses or creating drama or problems. I tried to mix those two words together. Prama. Save the prama for your mama.
Your mama.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Yeah. So something that comes up with people who are obsessing in the gear, like you're in the gear place. Are you actually working on trying to make your workflow better, or are you just procrastinating? Are you just using that as a way to put more things between you and actually doing the thing you want?
I'm going to say
Right? Because
procrastinating because I did it.
yeah, tell us about that.
The okay, because again, not said on this channel before, but I've fully come to the realization within the last year or so that procrastination is a form of perfectionism. So the idea of buying a better piece of gear, a better lens, a better camera, a better this or that, in order to make this other better piece of content was all about procrastinating, because I was looking for the professional. Like getting this professional gear will make me professional. No, it means you're a person that can afford to buy some expensive shit. That's all it means, right? So I thought that buying this thing better was going to make me a better creator, because it will create perfect stuff. There is no perfect stuff. Perfect is a freaking myth. It almost, if I rule the world, I would get rid of the word perfect. It is ruining people. There's people out here eating grass and drinking water because they want a perfect body. No such animal. Nobody has a perfect... Okay, let me not say that. I could think of about 3. Anyway, not very many people have a perfect body. Okay? I saw something really, really funny the other day that Gary said, and I just thought it was hilarious. He goes, there are creative departments right now that are trying to make these perfect commercials. And so they didn't hire Michael B. Jordan, because he's the perfect actor for this commercial, they hired Michael B. Jordan because they had the budget and they just wanted to gawk at him on set for the 3 days that they were filming. And I thought that was funny because that's true. Right? I know people who have done things like that with buying particular gear because it's like, oh, if I have this on the set, it's going to make the clients believe that I'm a better shooter, theater of the mind. And I'm like, yo, I could come to you. I go to a rental house and get all of that equipment. That's not going to shoot your commercial, fam. Your clients are going to be like, damn, they bought a $150,000 camera. Don't mean nothing. Like, literally don't mean nothing. So, yeah, I've definitely done it. If I could warn you from anything, please don't think that, adding this next piece of gear is going to help. The only thing that's going to get you better, Marche asked this question earlier, and I want to make sure I cover it again because I think it's a very important question. Marche was like, I'm getting at this, and I want to get smoother with it. I want to learn how to make it flow. I'm mixing in my slides with my podcast and the whole 9 yards, and it's like, well, how do I get good at it? Do it. It's like legit. There's no way. There's no book. There's no training. There's no class. There's no nothing. The only way to get good at it with using your slides and using Ecamm and switching your scenes and making your show look effortless is practice. It is legit practice. Anybody with more than 2 kids would know the third kid is almost a breeze because you got your practice in the first 2 times. By the time I came around, I was 5. My mom was like, he good. He'll figure it out. And my oldest is like, y'all got away with it. I took all of the pain. Yeah, because you was first. You had to deal with her and grandma and everybody telling her what to do and all of that. But actually, you're the first one, right? You're the oldest of 3, right? And then by the time we get to Izzy, she had it made because mom's figured out between you and Des, like all of the drama. So Iz is a queen. She gets whatever she wants.
Yeah.
Y'all went through the ringer.
Well, there's also like the generational differences, right? There's also
There's that.
where different things that they have to face that, through generations. But that's also the same with the gear and with creating, is that the struggles that we had to face first starting, like, if we were doing like 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, is a different struggle. So I didn't have autofocus when I started, but people today are inundated with information, right? Like I just had my little bit of information. I knew I needed this. Now it's like, there's so many things that it's so much, right? So
We're so
different
spoiled
struggles,
by
different times.
autofocus. People complain about the various autofocus. I'm like, fam, we didn't even have autofocus. What are you talking about? Go away. Just accept what
I had like
works.
put up a broomstick trying to run behind there, and like then I'm like I have to stick my head only in this spot, and then it was like look at the footage later, and it wasn't there. And then I didn't have the audio wasn't plugged in because I was learning it all by myself.
I remember
Tears.
trying to
Just
jerry rig
tears.
mirrors so that I could know where I was. And so put the camera like this with a mirror behind that I can kind of see that my head is in the frame, and taking the black what's the erasable pen, the whiteboard marker,
Dry erase?
and making the head shape in the mirror so that I can go stand in the mirror and then put the tripod back on the tape so I knew where I was at. It's like really dumb stuff we had to do to be
like
the
work.
screen didn't flip out. The screen.
Oh
did
my gosh!
not
And
flip out.
these cameras didn't connect to a phone where you could check it across the room. Like it sounds very like back in my day, I had to walk in the snow, but the stuff that we have now that makes it so easy, sometimes the struggles that come up, I'm like, there's got to be something else because it's not the gear.
Yep.
We have every option to do it every single way you could ever want, as simple or as complicated as you wanted. If you are not creating, it is not the gear you are stuck on. I will tell you that.
Yes.
It is not the gear. That's the problem.
Well, and the resurgence of people like myself, Raph, or Matthew, who are flocking back to old cameras and old gear, it's proof positive that the gear upgrades didn't mean anything. I just saw Omar post a video today, and he was like, my old Fuji camera is better than your new one. Because like there was some simplicity back then. And the whole TikTok people, yo, dude, dumb phones are coming back. I ain't going back. I'm sorry. I'm kicking and screaming. I ain't going back to a dumb phone. Like, the phone is so distracting. I was like, I don't know about that. But I just find it funny, bro. I just find it funny that people are like, yo, for sure. No. So yeah, anyway. Just do it, man. And I hate saying that because it's so cliche, but damn, it's the answer.
Right. And if it's like the thing you need to focus on no matter what is the skill. So whether it is a new piece of gear or not a new piece of gear, like working on what you have, it's the skill. So is this tool going to improve your skills? Is it going to improve your workflow? Is it going to remove resistance between you and getting things done, even if that's making things exciting? So yeah, it's nuanced. It's nuanced, but definitely I think my biggest growth personally over the past handful of years is the self-control to wait. When something new comes out, that self-control to not just jump at it right away. Be like, yeah, that is great. Because there is something new coming out every other week, every other day. And I used to just every time I'm like, oh, why can't why don't I? And then it's like, no, I have more than enough what I need to make. Like, if that's going to be the thing that's going to make a difference, then I wasn't doing my job yet anyway.
Oh, shots fired. Shots fired.
All right. You want a couple rapid fires?
Let's go. Let's get in there.
Let's go.
I'm
okay.
laughing at
Okay.
Raphael.
Okay.
My autofocus was a guy named Steve. Because you had to have a focus
Yeah.
puller back in the day. Oh, that's funny.
Have to have somebody, Otto. Maybe his name was Otto.
Was Otto, yeah. I had a German dude who was helping me with my focus.
Okay, right now, what is a hot piece of gear that you feel like is overrated?
Ooh. High gear that's overrated. That is tough.
That's got to be hard because, like, we find a way to be excited about anything.
Yeah, I just really do. I just really do love gear. I won't say that this one is new, because again, it's sort of how you do it. But I would say pretty much all the drones, unless you are a person who really needs to go catch aerial footage, like adding that drone adds a level of friction that you don't need. It just create the content. But I would say part of it is that, and I think the other one would be, it's not even a piece of gear, but it's over editing your footage. That would be the two. Drones and over editing
Yeah.
your footage.
Yeah, I would second the drones because, like, I was like, I need a drone, I need a drone, I need a drone. And then I got it and I was like, I don't ever want to put this together. It's too much work. It takes too much time. Like, did I really need that shot? Did I really?
That
No,
shot
I
didn't move
didn't.
the needle. And you can get that footage from Artlist, Storyblocks, or some other place and call it a day.
Or AI it, right? Like, there's things you can do. Okay, a biggest waste of money you ever spent on gear.
I don't know if I would call it a waste, but definitely not at the same value proposition would be, I overly loaded my Apple Vision Pro for what I do with it. I end up using it as an overglorified monitor. I don't use the computer side of it. So out of fear of coming up short, I put 2+ terabytes in it, and I use it more for the monitor than anything else, so I didn't need that much. So it's not that it's a waste because I still use my AVP, but I use it as a monitor, not as a computer.
Yeah, I think I was like thinking of this answer for myself, like since I put the list up at the beginning of the show, and I was like, in the end, like I'm very good at being like, I don't know if any of it was a waste because I spent it and I did it and it taught me something one way or the other.
That's how I look at it.
Whether I used it or not. Like, even if I didn't use it, what I learned is that I acted too fast on that, right? Or
Yeah.
it didn't work into the workflow. I didn't consider enough of where this fits, or it just wasn't fun. And I learned,
We'll see. Also,
girl, you need to learn
I
how to
gotta
sell
remind
things.
myself of, I've definitely spent 80 grand on the craps table at the Rio. I've also definitely spent 12 grand on rims. Didn't make me drive any better. My truck looked cool,
Hmm.
but I mean, that's all it did. It just looked cool. It didn't
Yeah.
do anything. It didn't carry plywood better. Didn't save gas mileage. If anything, got me pulled over by the cops more because my truck looked faster than it was. So that's why I don't think I panic over this kind of stuff. Because against my old hobbies were racing cars and wine and cigars, all of which are expensive.
Yeah. I mean, that's it. Like you spend your money on something, right? Like we need to live. I know I don't buy expensive purses. I will buy a
I
bag
bought
if
plenty
a
of
bag I
those.
have breaks. But like, that's like not my thing, right? But I will always, people are like, wow, you just always have all the gear. And I was like, yeah, because it's my thing.
Hmm.
I like it.
Oh,
It makes me
see, I'm glad
excited
you
and I'll
said that.
nerd out
And,
about
and
it.
this is not a shame. This is not a shame at all. People would be like, "Oh, I can't afford a Rodecaster Pro." I had this happen to me before. This super quick story. Lady comes in. She wants to buy a skateboard camera for her kid, right? And we show her exactly what she said she wanted. And then she's like, "Ooh, this is like $1,200. That's kind of expensive for like what it is." And she's holding the Morimoto Louis Vuitton. You know the one with the hand painted smiley faces. Yo, it's a
Hmm.
$7,000 purse, hand painted, like Japanese designer. I'm like, that's a bag. That bag carries in a phone, makeup, and car keys, and all of your credit cards. And this $1,200 for your son trying to start a filmmaking career is expensive. I was like, girl, get out my store. Like, my dad was like, you can't say that to me. I just did. I was like, lady, you need to raise up. I tell you what she did though. She came back the next day and bought her son that camera.
It worked. Did it. You did it. All right. Last one is going to be lately. What's the ridiculous excuse you're hearing for people not moving forward?
It's still the I don't know how to. And that one bugs me because there's so much opportunity to learn all of this stuff. The education is roundabout free. I hate to think of it that way because we put a lot of work and effort into our time and our gears and our trainings and our so forth, so etc. But it's the idea that it's hard. None of this is hard. Just like everything that you're good at right now, which is walking, talking, making said excuses, you started from the bottom. Don't do it. Do not use that man's lyrics in this show. Sorry, Lord Kendrick. But I mean, everybody, but nobody knew how to walk, talk, wipe their butt. You can do all of the above, I hope. So, like, stop acting like this is hard. This is not hard. Stop calling it overwhelming. Like you're defeating yourself before you start, and that just drives me bonkers. I'm like, just get after it, bro. Just get after it.
Yeah, I agree. It's it's the putting you're some of us like getting the cameras is fun. Like it's exciting for us and it's going to like I get a new camera, then like you see a big influx of content from me because it like lights me up. But some people that is the thing that is just putting more friction between them and the getting done to getting things out, And this is something that we say for another episode, but I feel like sometimes as our internet educators, giving away tutorials for free, I think is enabling people.
Yes. People don't feel like
Is
they need
is
to pay
a
for good tutorials now.
Yeah, and if they don't have to pay for it or not pay for it, I think that the fact that it's free, they don't feel like it's important, then they don't do it.
Then they don't do it. Correct. This is true.
So
I
that's
agree.
that,
I agree with that.
that's just like I think people like education is important. I think there are people who want to learn, but from years and years of doing free tutorials, I'm thinking of like how many of those people were actually helped, or
Here's
did we
something I want to
enable them
drop
to
on you.
wait?
And before we leave, here's something I want to drop on you. What is a doctor's business called?
A practice,
What is a lawyer's business called?
practice.
Professionals, right now, 10 a.m., Tuesday, April 22nd. I can't tell you specifically because I ain't a stalker, but I'm just saying, well, it's not 10 a.m. where you are. What time is it where you are? 12 a.m.?
It's
11?
1.
1?
1 p.m.
Okay, and this still might work. What do you suppose Steph Curry is doing right now?
Practicing.
Every week before the F1 race, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, what do they do?
Practice.
How do pros get good at whatever they do, Mary Lou?
They practice.
All right. That's Creators Unstuck. Hey, you know what I'm saying?
That's
That
it.
that is Creators Unstuck. Here we go. Let me hit this button.
You have been unstuck. With Creators Unstuck, Doc Rock and Mary Lou Mandel.
Bro, too many people think that they can do this without the practice. And professionals at the highest echelons of things, they practice on a daily basis. Doctors don't become experts. Doctors practice. Lawyers practice. Race drivers practice. Pilots are required to have simulation time. In the Army, you know why we walk 25 miles a day for certain times of year? It's called practice. Why do we go to the range? Practice. It is a fool who thinks they're going to get good like this. I'm good. No, bitch, no. I'm telling you, listen. That's when I had no kids. I had too much fun with the practice. He's stupid. How do they find you, Mary Lou?
You can find me all over the internet at Mary Lou Mandel.
You can't find me at Mary Lou Mandel. I'm at Doc Rock. That's at DOCROCK all over the interwebs. Like it's super funny. It's super funny, but I don't know why that just hit me all of a sudden, but it just did. Because yeah, professional people forever practice, and everybody in our industry is trying to figure out how they can do it quickly. Oh, that is it. Family, you know what we say around here at the end of the show? See you. He's so dumb. He is so dumb. Let me end this recording. Oh my God. Family, dude, that was good. And it's
That was
funny.
good.
But yeah.
And I was thinking about like, so Vicky, who's in the chat, like, well, we were talking about this. I was like actually thinking specific about her. So it's like I conjured her. I'm so glad that you came to the chat. So Vicky has been letting me know that she's filming with her face. She films art stuff and she wants to film her face, but her overhead camera's in her face, right? She says it's in her face. And for me, I see it's a very simple answer, right? But sometimes like it's not like, what do? I have to do this during the thing? No, we can move it up, but you can change what the camera's looking at. And I don't know if that's something that, like, I see that and I'm like, yeah, obviously that's what you would do. But there are different levels of people and like what they've touched and what they've used that maybe doesn't make sense, right? So while we're here, so we can explain it to you, I know you're using Ecamm. You can put your camera up higher and change the frame in Ecamm so it is already in frame, but it's outside of your out of your scene. If that doesn't make sense, please let me know. But I wanted to be able to show you while you were here because we haven't been on the video at the same time. Raise the camera, but in Ecamm, change the framing of your video.
I'll do this. Stop. Okay, here's my overhead camera, and I'll rotate it. So my overhead camera is this far in the air. Hold on, I'm gonna give you the exact answer because I'm that dude. My overhead camera is 22 inches off the ground, but two things. I use a camcorder overhead camera, so I can just do this and get all up in there because I have it'll focus eventually, right? But if you don't have that capability, then I could just come to Ecamm, click on the digital pen and zoom box, and I can do this. Right? Or you can do a combination of the both, which is get down to here where it focuses. Let's get some small so we can read it. Right? You can read that Samsung 512 and then still come in here and get in there. You know what I mean? So I can get all up in a circuit board or, show some kind of fanciful fruits of one's labor by just doing a mix of both. So zoom in to where you can and then use the zoom in pan that's built in the Ecamm to do the rest. The other option is it's iPhone. So for like $20, you could put on a zoom lens on the front of your iPhone. Just clamp
It's just like a little clip-on thing.
clip-on thing. Clip it on.
And
Clip it
Vicky, I
on.
think I saw from your picture you sent me that your phone, you're facing like with the screen facing down. But if you go the other way,
You
the
have
phone
better
you
zoom
have
lens.
does have a telephoto lens. So you could be further away. So it's just a matter of setting it up ahead of time. And then like I see, like you said, the switching is clumsy. And I'm not sure if you mean like the switching of the camera position, but if it's just switching between the scenes, like you just need two scenes. You need the one where you're talking and then the one that shows the overhead where your phone is further up, right? And from what I saw
Yeah,
of your
this.
arm in the
You go
picture, it
here,
like is high
here.
enough.
Here. That's it. And then in Ecamm, the shortcut is Command Backspace. So you don't even have to move the mouse. You just hit Command Backspace. If all you got to do is flick between two scenes, Command Backspace is your friend. Or if your scenes are next to each other, it's Command right arrow, Command left arrow to just back and forth. I move my hair back and forth. No, I don't. I don't have any hair.
And then to find that, Vicky, in your stuff it's like the little magic wand button. So if you're switching between your scenes, like you could also just have your face and your overhead in one shot, like how Doc and I are here side by side, and call that a day. And you don't have to switch anywhere. You just set up your face, set up your overhead camera, position it where you want, and then leave it as a static shot, just half and half.
Yes. And listen, I do not want you to go out and spend a dime. Okay?
No, you have everything.
You
It's
have
right there.
everything. You have everything that you have right there. Your phone switched around the right direction will go a long way. If you happen to have an older phone around still yet, just put that one up there. Because the problem with using your phone as your overhead camera is every time you want to shoot, you got to set up, take down, set up, take down, set up, take down. When I started this mess, it's still in the drawer over here. I had my iPhone 8 up there forever. That was my overhead camera because I'm never going to take it down. It's still there. This is what I use for my overhead camera. Was my old iPhone 8 because it still was good quality. It absolutely worked, and I could set it and forget it. So if you happen to have anything after a 10, because this 8 would be kind of bad at this point. If you happen to have kept an old phone, anything after 10, throw it up there and just leave it. Stop using the one that you use on a regular basis because that's slowing you down because you always got to put it together and take it apart.
And that's like what we're talking about, the cameras that are sitting in the drawers. Like you might even have a camera that you can plug in and you don't even realize you can use it as a webcam.
Mm-hmm. Hey,
That's
I
just
tell
sitting,
you what,
just sitting in there.
for the this is again, I just told you not to buy nothing, Vicky. Please don't listen to me. I lied. For the $100 that it costs to get a Meet 2, which is a 4K webcam that will make your iPhone look blurry, because it's, you know what it is? It's an iPhone sensor minus the phone. Paul, are you on? Where's Paul? Paul's face is here. Hold on. Let me bring Paul's ugly face up in this piece.
I've been really impressed with how the Meet 2 looks. Like I was talking to Alicia and I thought she was on a Sony and she's like, "Yeah, I'm not on Sony. I'm using Meet 2." I was like, "Oh."
Me too is a Sony. Let's
Oh,
not get
but
it twisted.
yeah, I didn't know
Boom.
that.
There.
Everything's
This
Sony in it.
is a Meet 2. This is $120
Look at that
camera,
cutie.
right? So if you put a Meet 2 as your overhead camera, first of all, it doesn't weigh anything. Like it's 1/3 the weight of your iPhone. You can get the 1080 version for $69 or the 4K version for 100. I'm gonna give you the exact answer. It's not meat like in food. It's meat like in I'm about to meet somebody. 129. I guarantee you, because people are dumb. I'm gonna be always honest about this. People are dumb. There's probably one in the Amazon used section, which you can probably get it for like cheaper. But this is 129 for a limited time. No, I'm joking. This is 129, period. And it has a half-inch sensor. This sensor is bigger than the one that's in your iPhone. So it will look cuter and it's cheap. And you just throw that little son bitch up there and shoo, smell fire. Smell Duke. You'll be slicker
great.
than lard on a brass doorknob. What'd you say, Paul?
I said it works great.
No, it does. It does. It works phenomenally great. And what's cool about that is because it's such a good camera, you can, when you're not using it in overhead mode, flick it up and turn it into, your face camera. Because it has all of the face camera things that people tend, ow, my finger, smash my finger. Turn it in. It's got all of that dumb beauty mode stuff, which I hate so much, but it's there. Yeah, because honestly, if you're this is for everybody. If you're setting up and striking your set every time, that, my friend, is the friction. That is the friction that's slowing you down. So a Meet SE 69 bones, it's 1080 only. A Meet 4K is 129. And if you check in the Amazon warehouse section, you might find a cheaper one because people love to buy stuff and don't know how to use it and return it, which we just talked about in this show. So I know when I bought my
Let's use that to our
ZDE1,
advantage.
I got it from the Best Buy open box section because, hey,
Well, and
people
the other great
forever
thing about
buying
it
stuff that
too
they don't know what
is
to do.
if you travel, it has a little clip that you can put on your laptop and you can use it as a webcam. And it's small, so you can pack it easily.
This is the little clip. It's a wee little clip. I just
Look
keep
at that
it
little
stuck.
baby.
I just keep it stuck to my filing cabinet in case I need to grab one for traveling. I love the I magnet everything to everything. I got magnets out the yin yang in here. Yeah, keep it set up. If you keep it set up, you eliminate the friction. Thank you, Lou. That was a good session. Paul, think he cute over here with his brand new contraband. I won this microphone. Jerk.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's hot. It's hot.
Did you know that it's waterproof? Waterproof from what? You ain't going nowhere.
I can go out in the rain.
It is the Bay. It definitely rains in the Bay a lot. Oh my God. Yo, this is good, man. I was so much out of practice because we've been too busy gallivanting. I was like, I ain't
Yeah, it's been like a month then. I don't know. It's been a while.
Yo, I'm gonna check my spam box for some hate mail because I know people getting tired of me, but I can't stand when people be blaming us for gas. I'm like, man, you're an adult. Step up. Step up.
I'm glad y'all like the show. This is like definitely something that I've been thinking about a lot. Is this, where I always like for a while I was like, just get the phone, just use the phone. I was like, no, actually, no.
No.
I don't know if that's the answer.
It messes me up now. Like, it's just so crazy because it shouldn't, but I just feel like the phone actually slows me down. What's up,
Same.
PK? Dang, PK out here looking handsome in this photo. This must be AI. You don't look like that for real.
Yeah, I think the best thing I ever did was got gear that I didn't have to take down every time. I mean, I got a desk, everything set up so I can just go live or I can record something. I don't have to set something up and go through a whole rigmarole because I found when I did that, I just didn't want to do anything. It was like too much work.
Right. Right. That's where it gets a little crazy because it's just like cooking. When you set yourself up, and I watch this. This is going to sound super crazy because I watch this happen in my family all the time. Why am I the first or second best cook in my family? Because I prep my food. I put everything into the little dishes so that I can stand at the stove and just bing, 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 bing. Over the guise of not wanting to wash too many dishes, there's people in my family who be at the stove and they be like, oh, snap, I got to go get an onion out of the refrigerator. And then they go get the onion and then they peel it and then they try to chop it. And then whatever they had in the frying pan got burnt. And then like, oh, I don't know why it burned. It burned because you was trying to save time in washing dishes and you ain't have your shit separated. So all my spices, everything, I'm that asshole who gets out a little ramekin and puts in, just like on TV. Why do they do that on TV? Because that's how. Because I worked in a restaurant before. The chef has the little plastic containers with all of the individual ingredients and they're right there. The chef never leaves from the damn stove when the shit's on the stove. That is no different than setting your show up, having your scenes in place, having everything in place, and that's why their shit tastes better than yours. Because if you walk away from the
mise en
stove,
place?
mise en place, correct.
Mise en place.
Mise en place. If you have everything in spot, you will cook better. And I know so many people are like, oh, but it's so many dishes. Oh, one pot. One pot shit is okay. Make it properly, it tastes better. Yo. Yeah, Minnie said she used the Tupperware containers for mise en place. I use the leftover takeout
Minnie.
containers. Because,
Yes.
we order DoorDash a lot. I got lots of black containers with the little lid. I got tons of them. Those become my mise en place. I chop my
Yeah,
peppers.
prep.
Everything. So my eggs always come in. Why your eggs are so fluffy and mine's just dry and flat? Because you be trying to get shit. I don't leave the stove. I also know how to control the heat. That's another situation, but that's a whole different topic. Yo, that's it.
Yeah, that's something we could talk about is mise en place for creating. They'll say I'm working on a client project and we needed to do a test shoot of an overhead, but it couldn't be at the desk because it requires 2 sets of hands. So I had to take some of the stuff apart and I was like, dang, I wish I had another camera.
Right.
So I didn't have to touch this one.
And that's when you learn
But this was
to
the
have
one
your
that
stuff
needed.
in spot. Right. Because then you don't have to take it
Yep.
down or whatever. I am seriously dreading. This is so crazy because it ain't that difficult. I'm dreading taking out the ZV-E10 and swapping this back there. Because this just flows. Like, I know exactly what I'm
Yeah.
going to get. But I have to test this for, like, will it ECAM? So I have to take the ZV-E10 out. That ZV-E10 has been back there and on since October 2021. It ain't never been off. It's been on for
Hopefully-
4 years straight.
Hopefully yours doesn't experience what mine did when I turned mine off.
Mine won't because I take care of my shit.
I do too.
What happened?
I'm just clowning.
I turned it off and put a battery in it and turned it on, and I got a shutter error, and I can't recover.
It's over. Oh my gosh.
So
Yeah,
it's
my
like-
ZV-1's being weird where the lens is like
Do
then
not
it's
take
fine.
it apart, Mary Lou. You don't know what you're
no.
doing. Okay.
No, I won't. Well, because that one was dead. Like we knew that one was dead. But I did find my original Osmo. I might take that one apart because it's definitely obsolete. Like it's, over 10 years old.
You know my favorite thing about that? Actually, no. Was it the ZV-1 or was it ZV-E10? One of your cameras I bought because you won a contest for eCam.
Yeah, both of them.
Oh, really? That's super
Yeah.
funny. Yeah.
So much of this desk is like from, that
Winning.
life,
But you know why you won it?
Yes.
Because you did it.
work, practice. That's how you win the game. You practice.
Practice. Yeah. It was funny because now that I think about it, how I got this SM7B is I won the affiliate contest the year before you won it,
The year
before I
before.
got hired. So I got that. And I got the new Roadcaster and that. Yeah, ZV-1F is a phenomenal
And we'd be out here
camera.
winning.
She said both of the ZV-E10s died.
Rest in peace.
I guess the only prize I got was having you in my life.
Hey, winner,
Oh,
winner, chicken dinner,
but
player.
we're winning. Like you won those microphones, so
Yeah.
That's true.
we're
That's
Hey,
true.
wait,
we're
hold up. I think the
winning
first prize
crew.
was better. Hello, Mary Lou.
I didn't say it
Which
was
prize?
better. I just said that's what I won.
No, I'm saying the first prize was better than the damn microphones. I don't appreciate either one of
Oh,
y'all.
I see. I see. I'll just say we're winning. We're winning across the board. Like what a team we have. What a team we have.
Yo, like legit, it was fun. Like I had a blast. The only thing was getting that stream taken care of was kind of primary. Once that was done, I felt like I could let my hair down. It was fun. As I'm looking at the video that I posted yesterday, day before yesterday, where we was in the Newer booth. I
Mhm.
looked at that footage and I'm just cracking up because Mary Lou, there's so much B-roll of me doing so. I don't know what I was doing. Mary Lou's in the camera like, just making a fool. I'm like, when did this get on my SD card? I do not
Don't
remember
not
this
leave
shot.
me alone with your camera.
Yeah,
Is
I
the
I
answer.
went to go talk to Lucas to
He said,
get the
"Set this up."
inflatable thing, and when I come back, there's all kind of B-roll of Lou acting a fool in my camera. I was like, what? And then I remember like I'm looking at the B-roll, and then there's me and Paul like standing in front of the Walgreens shooting pictures of the Conrad and like the wind. And then I remember when I shot that thing, which is the B-roll of the Magic Mike. Paul and I were laughing about people in Vegas that just have the confidence to just do whatever. Like I was just like, bruh, I could not even imagine stepping out the house looking like that.
But this
But
is their chance. This is
this
where
is
they
the
get to do it.
yeah.
Well,
That's
I
what I
will
like.
say,
Go.
I was going to say, I will say if I do this again next year, I'm going to be more careful with my registration when I fill it out and not sign up for the COVID option. That was not fun.
Yes. Let's not check that one.
That's
I
super
tried to
funny.
return it and they wouldn't take it back.
They're like, nah.
It had to be on the plane home because like
I know.
everybody, we
It-
all were fine.
It actually, yeah, it was. It was in the bathroom on the way home. There was some guy sneezing and coughing all over the place and uncovered, and I'm sure that's where I got it. Since
That's
guys
what you get
didn't
for leaving
checked.
early. The NAB gods punished you.
I should never have went into the bathroom.
You hold it. You hold it all the way home.
Next year, Paul, your pants is looking a little fluffy. He's like, I came prepared. You got the
No
defense
bathroom.
ones.
Oh my goodness.
Oh
But
my
like what
God.
a good time that was. We like there's so much new good stuff out there that for anybody who is starting, like you got options.
Yes.
Right. We used to like when we couldn't I fought so hard trying to get microphones just to connect to the phone. And it used to be like a dongle, a cable, and then something else you had to order from Zimbabwe in order to make it work. And now you could just plug them in and like bless. We got options. Any color combination you want, any style you want to hold it, you want to clip it, you want to tie it to a dumbbell. Like there, you got choices. You could be as lean in your set as you want or as complex in your set as you want, but that shouldn't be the thing that holds you back anymore.
Yep.
Oh, wait, that spam call was an actual FedEx person in theory, but that's all right.
Oh,
They need me, they'll find me, they'll send me an email.
it's not my
answering.
UPS package coming to you. Maybe that's coming
that was
tomorrow. I think.
FedEx. And then you do
Okay.
USPS.
UPS.
Oh, the Brown. What can Brown do for you?
Yeah. UPS.
Oh,
'Cause
that's super.
that's where I got my PO box.
Oh, at the UPS store.
Yes. Yes.
right,
So
so
I
when
do
I
my
get
returns, I do my PO box, I do my shipping.
And one move. When I get ready, there's one across the street from me. When I get ready to come that way on the 3rd, I will let you know because I land on the 3rd at night and I fly out early in the morning on the 4th.
All right.
And
Yeah,
Paul,
let's go. There's
Don't add other weird
Party.
people to your flighty. Because I was like, what is Paul going to San Bernardino right now for? I just talked to Paul. Paul is not on the plane. I was like, what the hell? My
It wasn't.
phone
It
was
wasn't.
blowing.
It wasn't San Bernardino. It was Amsterdam.
Amsterdam. That's what it was. Yo, the Rode Wireless Go series did come in multiple colors, Manny.
Yeah, the 3 is now going to have orange. The Generation 3 they're coming out with.
Oh, really?
So they've got even more colors.
Man, listen, there's so much cool stuff right now. There's no better. You know, the funny thing is, I realized this NAB was actually light compliments to a lot of companies panicked on what's going to happen in a tariff situation. So it was actually good. Things flowed a lot quicker because it wasn't as crowded. You know, and then it's funny because my friend texted me, he's like, oh, I heard NAB was a ghost town. And I'm like, see, perspective is a bitch, bro. I looked at it like I had more time to spend with the booths. I didn't feel rushed. I didn't feel like somebody was behind me or, being in a way. I could get my questions answered. I could hang out and talk to my contemporaries. I enjoyed it. And to me, it was one of my favorites in the last 25 years. Where people are like, oh, I heard it was a ghost town because, it's missing like 2/3. It's missing 1/3 of the people. So it was at 2/3 capacity instead of normal. So in other words, if it's normally 30,000 people there, there was 20. Do you know how much better it was without 10,000 extra people?
Well, last year they said there was 61,000 people. This year it was like 40 or something.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like 20. My math was on point-ish, but you know what I mean. It's just it was 2/3 the people than last year. That was beautiful. Bathroom lines, easy. Food lines, expensive, but easy. Right? It was good. Like I don't know. It's funny how people just do that. Y'all be looking. If you keep looking for problems, fam, you will find them.
You will find it.
And then Minnie said, less people means less germs. Not for Paul.
No.
Somehow, Paul
that one
found
germ I found.
it. Yeah. Dude, I just discovered
I
something.
figured I sacrificed myself for the good of the group. I took it so you guys didn't have to.
I got a headache. I have no idea why. I think I had coffee. I had protein. Paul's here, so that's not it.
I cause headaches, I've been told.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Karen be doing some shit to me in my sleep. I woke up, my hip was sore, and then I had a headache.
Uh-oh.
I'm like, I think she 2x4'd my ass while I was sleeping.
She hasn't written a new will for you, has she?
No, I'm not signing anything either till I get properly checked out. Anyway, let me get upstairs. Baba's at our house. We're babysitting the old lady today. Thank you, guys. This was good. Stream was good. Get in there.
I'm glad we're back.
Yes.
We're back. Go.
Back in action. Back street, back. All right. Yo, we didn't get to do karaoke while we were up there. Y'all did not get to hear Jill's chops.
Uh-oh, she snatched up. Vicky bought the camera. It's gonna be worth it for you to not have to switch things out, Vicky. Like it's worth it.
Yo, Vicky, we coming through to watch once you get it set up. Make sure you do an unboxing, make a couple of shorts, and then get in there like swimwear. Appreciate you, fam.
Like, let us know. Yes, you got this. Yay! That's a good.
All right,
that's a good
I'm gonna
one.
be playing with IG edits for the rest of the day. Pasta.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I gotta go play. Bye.
Bye.